Hello, welcome back to another episode of Flex in the City. I'm Rada.
And I'm Lisa, and this is episode Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
As usual, we're going to start out with some quick fire questions, so I've got some for you.
Let's go.
All right. Dance off with your kids or karaoke battle with your friends. Which showdown would you win?
Both? No, I'm just playing.
Wow!
I would say dance off with my kids.
You guys dance a lot anyway, right?
Yeah, but they think I'm a bad dancer, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's mean.
Yeah.
You're good.
And they think I'm a bad singer too. But I know in my heart that
It's because they're your sons. They're meant to.
Yeah. I know in my heart that I can hold the tune and I can
hold a beat.
I can hold a beat.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, question number 2. Spa day with no interruption. Oh, God. Spa day with no interruptions. Oh. Or a full night of uninterrupted sleep. What's your ultimate luxury between those two?
Spa day with no interruptions.
I would take a full night with uninterrupted sleep.
Really?
Yeah, because spa day, you still have to talk to the masseuse.
No, I never talk.
You can't just snore somewhere. I mean, you can, but it's unbecoming. You could, but it's not really the place. I want a full night, 10 to 12 hours.
Okay.
It's been many years. But it's your quick fire.
I would be so exhausted after 10 hours of sleep. I'm more tired when I get too much sleep. Yeah.
I understand if it's like
more
a
than
nap.
8 hours.
Yeah.
If after that I wake up
I
groggy.
can't remember the last time I had 8 hours.
And naps, I can't do naps. I think we talked about this.
Yeah,
I wake
totally
up a drunk after I've had a nap.
But
not
when you were not
refreshed.
getting sleep at night, when your kids were babies,
Right.
did you nap during the day to catch up?
I think I would try to nap when they were sleeping, but it was never
it's never
a good. No, it wasn't good quality sleep.
right.
No.
Because you're
No, exactly.
yeah.
And
All
you're
right.
just that as soon as you pass
As
out,
soon as you
they're
get into
gonna-
a sweet
you're
spot,
gonna hear, and then that's it.
and your life is over.
Which that to me is worse than not
It's
sleeping.
painful. It's easier to
Yeah.
just stay awake and be tired.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, spot A. Mom bun for life or full makeup every day. Which commitment are you more likely to keep?
Mom bun.
Yeah.
I
mean, basically,
can't live in a mom bun.
unless we're recording pretty much. Mom bun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full makeup every day is a commitment.
That's commitment.
And just time wasting. No judgment though.
No.
Yoga class with goats. Do you know the one where
Yes.
the goats
See.
or
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They did
where
a
they
class.
climb? I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Okay.
Or boot camp with your kids.
Boot camp with my kids.
Okay, but the goats are little. They're not menacing and crazy. I could do that.
I'd still want a boot camp.
Oh, boot camp. Sorry, I saw the word camp and I just blocked everything.
Boot camp.
Boot camp, yeah,
like intense,
like a triathlon
Yeah.
yeah. Or Tough Mudder. That's fun.
Mutter.
All right, number 5. Never-ending grocery shopping or permanent meal prepping.
But can I say I like grocery shopping? So I would do grocery shopping.
I mean, I don't like grocery shopping because you have to see people, and also
what people are you talking
other people
about?
in the grocery store, general humans. I don't like interaction.
She doesn't like humans.
And stand in line and wait to pay.
So you'd rather do never-ending? Was it meal prepping?
Permanent meal prepping.
Oh my god.
Which kitchen task would you rather endure?
I think.
If I can eat while I meal prep, I would pick that one.
So you're saying that I would be
Basically
grocery
cooking.
shopping for the rest of my life, not
Never
even eating or
It
using
says
the bathroom or anything?
Never ending. Okay, it's assuming you don't have to in this scenario. You don't need to do anything else. And also your cart maybe never gets
I
full.
hate meal prepping. Is this
Making
I'm
large
preparing the the meals for the week,
for the next 3 days.
or am I actually cooking?
I'm assuming
Because
you're
like
cooking.
when I sit on a Sunday and figure out what I'm doing, what I'm gonna cook, that I call meal prepping, like what I'm planning for the week.
Oh,
But
do
I
you?
also
I don't
know,
even
like,
do that.
I also know what you do is also called meal prepping. So
I thought it was like meal prep is like when you cook for like 5 days.
Literal with this
I
shit.
know, because we like to be, accurate. It's important. Meal prepping is when you prep like meals in advance, and you put them all in like containers.
Yeah.
So I would say cooking, basically endless cooking.
Oh my god. No.
And,
I'll stick
like,
to that. I love to cook, but give me the grocery
Grocery
shopping.
shop?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6, constantly hearing.
Constant.
I don't know where that came from. Constantly hearing, Mom, I'm bored. Or, Mom, what's for dinner?
Oh my god, they're both like that's all I hear all day long.
All the time.
I will have finished feeding them lunch and they will ask me what's for dinner.
What's for dinner? Dante comes home from school and he doesn't say hello. What's for dinner?
Yeah. My kid too. Sammy, the middle child.
And I'm just like,
what's for dinner?
don't
What's
ask
for
me.
lunch?
You'll know when it's on your plate.
Yeah.
You'll know when it's
And
on your
they'll
plate.
stand there as I'm cooking. Is it done yet? Do you see the food on the table?
When it's done,
it
will be on.
I will tell you.
Oh, I'm so glad it's not just me earphone locked up.
Okay. Oh.
There it is. Okay. So, or Mom, I'm bored. Mom, I'm bored is pretty much all summer.
All summer, all the time.
Yeah, weekends where there's no sports.
Okay, I will take.
I'll take what's for dinner.
What's for dinner?
I'll take what's for dinner because you're bored means I have to now think of something
Entertaining.
and organize things.
Yeah.
Whereas dinner, we can deal with that
Yeah.
easily. All right, question 7. Wearing heels all day. Oh, but wait. Wow, these are really good. Or chasing toddlers in flip-flops.
Shit.
As someone who spends a large portion of her day chasing a toddler, the flip-flop is a game changer. It's bad.
It's so bad.
It's bad.
But I could there's no way I could wear heels all day.
I could wear heels all day. I mean,
You could.
I
So
did.
I know you would choose heels all day. But I don't want to be chasing after. Okay, give me the top. Give me the heels. I'll take the heels.
I mean, you
Damn.
can make it a kitten heel.
Well, okay, as long as it's not damn stilettos. Like,
Yeah, it can make it a little heel.
wow.
All right. Question 8. Parent-teacher conferences or kids' birthday parties. Parent-teacher conference.
Parent-teacher
Oh my
conference.
god. I know it's not a question for me, but
I know, but parent-teacher conference. Like, kids' birthdays are torture.
madness. Running a marathon?
Your face every time, like, I'm just waiting for it. Oh,
Or
God.
hosting a kid's sleepover?
Running a marathon.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Have you run a marathon
Yes,
before?
I ran a marathon.
42 kilometers?
No, I did 21. It was a
Okay,
half marathon.
You would rather do that twice? Actually, I'm with you.
I
I'm
can't
with you.
do.
I'm with you.
I
I
can't
just
even
really
do
thought
play
about it.
dates. Like play dates, I can't.
I
Like,
just thought about it and pictured it, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't.
Mm-mm.
I can't. Thank God for those parents who do the sleepovers all the time.
If-
Because
If I had if it was like where they literally have their own space and they go down into like we had a basement growing up,
like
and,
a rec room.
yeah,
or
a rec
something.
room, and it was
Exactly.
literally a playroom, a guest room,
And then you
a
can
multi-purpose
set up
room.
your sleeping bags down there.
Exactly, and then I don't have to hear or
Or see.
speak to them or see them until the next morning.
Also, the house remains pristine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rest of the house is fine. But in my current apartment, anytime my kids say we want a sleepover, I'm like,
Have you hosted one ever?
we've hosted a few.
How is it?
My oldest.
We're
did
not at
have a friend.
sleepover age yet, but
I'm not a fan of sleepovers. For
Yeah,
me, it's what can you do?
Not
What
on
is going to
board.
be different at night when you're supposed to be sleeping?
it's literally what my dad said every time we were growing up when we asked to go on a sleepover.
And my mom
Why?
used to say it
Why
to
do
me.
you have to sleep in someone else's house? You have a house here.
You know
You're
what?
seeing these friends every day. Like, why do you have to see each other at night?
I used to beg for sleepovers endlessly, and I was like,
Me too.
I almost told my mom, when I get older, my kids are gonna have all the sleepovers they want, and now it's like,
how's that working
no.
out?
So my mom had no problem with people coming to the house. It was us going out there.
Same. My parents were like, they can come here,
Yeah.
but like, we don't know like what's happening.
But now,
there.
like, the whole concept of sleepovers just doesn't make sense to me, because it's like the parents are exhausted. You're exhausted.
Yeah.
The kids are zombies the next day. They don't even like speak to us.
Yeah, because they're so tired because they stayed up like cracking jokes
They stayed up
all
all night, and plus, I know my boys, for example, struggle to sleep in a strange bed. So they, even if they are asleep, they're not really
going to
asleep
sleep properly.
So
it's not fun.
Then
for
I
anybody
have to deal
involved.
with that the next day.
Yes, that becomes your issue.
Give me a marathon.
Yeah, I'll do a marathon as long as I can walk.
Yeah,
at some point.
I could walk. Exactly. Like, it didn't say we couldn't.
Yeah, it says running a marathon, but I mean, if I'm gonna faint, I'm
well,
gonna
I can fast walk. I can raise my heartbeat just as high with fast speed walking.
I tell you, who did the marathon in Kenya? They have one every year, and obviously we have marathon runners who participate, like actual ones. They start before everyone else because they don't want us like unfit people in their way.
Right.
And we basically close off like a few streets for a few hours, and you run like early in the morning, and then it's done. And I remember the year that we went, we ran, and there's a truck, a sweeper truck that comes through at the end to pick up the people who. And you don't really have a concept of like time, like you see where you are in terms of progress, but in terms of time, you're like, because you're like, oh, like that should have only been like a couple minutes, and it's like 20 minutes, right? Because you're going so slowly. And at one point, the truck, you can hear it coming around the corner, and the guy who's in the truck is so over it, and he's like,
just get on the damn truck.
Get in the truck. We have to open the streets. We have to reopen the roads for the cars. That's how they're putting you in the truck. And I was like, are we far? And he was like, yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That was 4 hours in. And I was actually, once I got in the truck and stopped moving, I was like, oh my God, I'm
so happy.
I was so happy. The days after are the worst. The soreness.
Yeah. Oh my God, I think it lasted like 2 weeks, my soreness. It was
going downstairs, I was crying. I was like, oh my God. I don't know how these guys do it. All right, last question. Kids' talent show performance. Oh, or watching them play a sport.
What would I prefer?
Yeah, which one brings out the proudest and funniest moments? Okay. Proudest moment is sports, probably.
I think funniest would be talent.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think I would take sports.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I do it as it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on the performance.
Football, rugby moms over here.
That's right. Are your kids in any theater or arts?
Nope.
I just thought about it right now.
They do. So the little one does music, like
as like a subject.
As just like no, like outside of school.
Oh, good.
So like he was doing like a instrument carousel class where they basically throughout the year they learn learn how to play different instruments just to get a feel for it. And this year he wants to do drumming.
Oh, fun for you.
The older there's actually some like really cool drum sets now that are electric drum sets
that you can plug into the headphones.
Plug into the headphones, and then and then it's like these. They're like flat
and like aren't they like hexagonal?
Yeah. And it's like a proper drum set. So I think if he enjoys it, that's ultimately the plan. Otherwise, they're just football fanatics. Like that's what their sport is.
Yeah. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you like it, they're having fun. It's good for them. I mean, you learn so much more than just athletics from sports, team sports especially. So yeah.
I miss that though about private schools, like in Jordan. Especially the school that I went to growing up was it was an international American school. And if you weren't academically strong, you could find yourself through through sports or the arts. And it was like in the school.
That's so good, yeah.
And you had so many options to choose from. Like I was doing volleyball, I was doing track, I was also in choir, and then even within choir there were even like subgroups, like smaller groups.
That's exactly how ours was
groups and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so I had all those options, and I'm just like, oh, I wish they did that here, but
it's different here because the school, they don't even have a school team. There's no like school basketball team,
which
school
is so
football
weird.
team.
Like
it's super weird to me too. They do it because Dante's school, but Dante's school is international as well, so that's why they have school teams.
But then I think of American schools. Like I thought maybe it's a private school thing, but American schools, like public schools, have that. It's
that's
like
how people get recruited for college.
Thing. Exactly.
Yeah,
so I just thought, come on.
Yeah. It should be a thing and then it's because they have that gymnasium system where after a certain age you're like branched off into something else and like.
But you could still apply it then. But if school is also finishing at like 1:30. How are you going to do anything? Some bullshit.
1:30 is crazy. I'm like, how do they learn? What are they? Like, you're just settling in still.
My kids walk in, they leave the house, and I'm like, ah. And then like,
it's like you.
I hear the doorbell, and I'm like, what?
And you get back up. You just go to sit down, and you get back up.
Oh man,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And then when you're like, I didn't get anything done, and the kids are like, well, what did you do all day? You were in school and had classes all day. I'm like, listen, you had like 2 hours of class. Calm down.
Man.
Oh, man. Wow. All right. We got off on a little bit of a tangent.
Okay. But we're going to dive right into it now, guys.
Yes, we are. What is our topic today?
I thought let's touch on kind of something that we haven't really been discussing too much, which is kind of like getting into the fitness world and maybe touching on maybe even stereotypes of women when it comes to fitness. So for example, Black women and what's expected of them, or even women who want to lift weights and what the typical expectations are.
That's a good one.
And even like just like this, some people have this phobia maybe that comes along with going to the gym or
intimidation. Yeah, definitely. Each of those things we've talked about at some point in the past. And I know, like, with going back to the gym, a large part of the hesitation, at least for me, not just here, but it's been the same whenever I go to a new place or a new gym, you have this little bit of like, oh, what's it going to be like? I'm a little bit intimidated because I don't know where everything is. And it's just, it's hard to feel comfortable until you feel comfortable, basically. And overcoming that on top of all of the other normal sort of self-consciousness and idiosyncrasies that surround normal human life it's hard.
I know you also had stories of like just feeling like
the anxiety.
people were staring.
Oh my god, yeah! Like I was literally about to say that too. It's just the fact that like here in this environment, which is something I've experienced to some extent, but not to the extent that it's here, where you're literally like people are looking at you like you're lost.
Yeah.
Or similar to what you said before about the expectations of like Black women, where it's like there's going to be a stereotype. When they hear I'm Kenyan, they're going to think that I'm running. Or can run. Or I'm good at cardio. Oh my God. Literally at CrossFit every day, when someone asks me where I'm from, I'm like, I'm Kenyan. No, I don't run.
Oh man.
I just have to.
Follow up with that.
Yeah, I have to because one.
Because you know the next question is going to be,
oh my God.
Do you run?
Yeah. Or it's, do you know so-and-so? He's from Sierra Leone. And I'm like,
yes,
I met a guy once.
Best friends.
Yeah.
I have him on speed dial.
I'm like, dude, yeah.
Because all Africans are going to know each other. All Arabs are going to know each other.
There's only like 5 of us. Yeah. Only 5 of us living in all 54 countries. Anyway.
Oh, the world.
So, so that was, the staring is a funny thing. It's really, really off-putting. And it can be intimidating and also annoying when you're already self-conscious,
right?
Like about being out of shape already or about your level of fitness. So one, if there's an expectation, Kenyan, she's going to run, already there's like an expectation that you're not going to meet. And then there's like, oh, she's Black. She must be like pretty athletic or fit, and you're like, actually, no, I'm not, because I haven't done anything for 2 years. And then you're still going to stare at me doing all of this stuff that's not living up to your expectations.
Yeah.
Just like, maybe I should not go. And that's what it became for many months, because just that whole thought process of, I have to go through this. Nah, it's just easier to just stay here and not have to deal. And I was telling you about the lady I had lunch with earlier in the week, and how she was like, yeah, I stopped training in Germany for that reason. She's like, people were staring at me and it was so uncomfortable, and I was there for 4 months and it didn't stop. So I just quit and just stopped training.
So you, as someone who's gone back to the gym, and that's one of the factors that was making it super uncomfortable, like what would you have told her in that instance? If
she hadn't quit yet, because I met her after
or
she
now that
quit.
she has quit and you're just like, well, maybe you should get back to it.
Well, what I did tell her when she told me that, I was like, look, you have to find something that you like so much that when you're doing it,
you don't give a shit.
That's it.
And nothing that anybody says or does is going to make you feel
and even if it does, it's so outweighed by your enjoyment that you're like, it is what it is.
And that's what CrossFit is to you.
That's what it is. I think what happened when I went back is I still had all the same fears, all the same feelings, all the same anxieties. All the same people are going to be staring, because it's the same environment. But it was that, all right, well, I know this sport. I know my way around it, even though my abilities have diminished a little bit with it. I'm confident with what I can do. So I would tell someone the same thing. I'm like, you know what? Maybe visit the gym or get comfortable at least with your way around the gym so that you can look at things and know how to work with the machinery and have a workout in mind if you're going to a gym, or go to a group fitness class, which I think is probably the easiest way. Also, I think a lot of people prefer that because it's just, it's for a finite period of time. We're all in here suffering together. Everyone is distracted doing their own workout. So no one's really got time to pay attention. But for me, I think that's what helped. Really comfortable with the sport. And I think just the vibe of the place also makes a difference. Sometimes you go to a gym and you're like, or a space or a studio, and you're like, it looks amazing, but the feel just isn't there.
Right.
The community or the energy is just not right. And you have to find one that works. If you have the luxury of shopping around for one, then
I know what helped me also, because I also get stared at. I don't know why. I think that people are trying to figure out where the hell I come from. So
too ambiguous.
And it's, of course, when I'm wearing my Palestinian, my hatta, immediately I'm like I'm invited.
And then they try not to stare.
They do the whole. I walk into the gym wearing it, so immediately I've already got eyes on me. But whatever. But I did notice what did help me at some point, and there's also parts of the gym that are intimidating. So
free weights area,
Smith
machine area.
The free weights area was one of those areas that every time I walked into the gym, I was like, man, I want to be there. I want to be lifting weights
amongst them.
But everyone that was always there was these big huge dudes guys with muscles coming out of every part of their body.
What muscle is this?
And then there was always one girl for every muscle dude, there was one muscle lady.
Right.
I think maybe a cheerleader or a girlfriend. I don't know who she was, but there was always one of them trailing along behind them.
Really?
Yeah.
Just following them around.
And so I would every time I would enter the free weights area, I would get the stink eye from the ladies. I'm not here to pick up.
Nobody is after your man.
Nobody.
Please.
And then of course they're probably doing the whole, I wonder where she comes from kind of thing.
Oh God, yeah. So area in every gym.
So what helped me is one day I went to the gym at the most random time. It must have been maybe 10:30 or 11.
Late morning.
So late morning. It's not lunchtime yet, so people haven't come to the gym during their lunch because some people do it during lunch break, and it's past the morning hour where people are already headed to work.
Right. It's that mom drop off time.
And I went to the free weights area and there was one person there. I was like, I I got this.
Nice.
So like I did that a few times.
Yeah.
So then the next time when I went in the evening, I didn't give a shit. I was
I know what I need.
I know what I need.
Yeah.
I know what exercises to do. I don't care if you're staring at me. I've already kind of created like the system in my head.
Nice.
And I've also like, because I also like to have a plan for when I go to the gym of what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't
can't get there and start thinking about.
just show up and be like, oh, maybe I'll just do. No, like in my head I'll be like, and I don't have a set workout particularly, but I'll say, for example, I know I want to work my shoulders, I want to work my glutes that day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was able to go early and there was no one using the machines, I was then able to say, okay, like on the off chance that I have to come in the evening, I know which machine to go to directly and I've already practiced.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know how to use it.
So I know how to use it. And plus, because the first time you go to these gyms, sorry, but you got all this damn equipment. Like, nobody gives you a tour guide
to
show you how to use them.
Or if they do, they'll be like, this is the gym.
Yeah.
This is the cardio.
And honestly, like, I mean, the gyms that I can recall, because it was a while, like, the gym that I have been a part of, like, I was there for the last year. But it's been a while since I've been in a gym. And then prior to that, I was doing like group classes with a coach in a studio. So having to actually go to a gym with weights and machines, it's been a while. So I remember like the dinky ones with the little metal hook thing that you put in the clip when you want to select the weight, and then just doing the reps. That's it.
Yeah, they still have those at some places.
They're like on another level.
Now it's like,
exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't come all the way out.
Oh man.
Or you can like just slide it on the thing. Yeah, it's like, and no one tells you.
No one tells you.
Or you have a machine and you're like, all right, I see one of the handles is there.
Well, where's the other?
I wanted this one to also be up there, but I don't know how to move it. How do you?
So that was like. And you just don't know how to ask for help either, so with the language barrier. So that was like, you know what? I said, let me do this in my own time when when I'm not gonna be stressing.
Yeah.
First of all, if someone wants the machine, that I need to do it quickly, that I just not stressing about that. So I know that helped, like going at a really dead time. If you have the luxury to do that, go in a time where it's like not off peak, at least just for a few times. And then if you really have to go in the evenings, or during the morning rush hour time,
you've confidence
kind of
a little bit. Yeah, no, I think that makes a big difference, especially with a new gym, because you're just like, all right, I don't even know where, like I know what I want to do, but I don't know what the machines that I want to use are.
Yeah.
So that definitely helps you orient yourself.
Yeah.
But the free weights area is always a minefield. Like in every gym though, it doesn't matter where there's free weights, it's like, all right, I need to get past all these meatheads. With their like 70-kilo dumbbells, can I just get the 8s, 10s? I just need the.
And then that's the thing too. Is like you also don't want to look like you're
exactly
weakling. Like
so, they started separating them. They didn't used to do this, by the way. Have you noticed? They started putting like anything from 10 and below on like a different rack.
And it's for us. It's actually in a separate area.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so like they have like this tiny
they don't
little.
even want you near the freeway.
Like tiny little bench and be
like put it upstairs.
You just guys can be here next to the TRX like
the bands.
Yeah. Just stay here in your corner.
Section.
And I was like, nope.
I'm
gonna go there.
Because they have the good benches. Like if you want to do anything like upright, like they have them all over there, and they're also hogging those too.
Exactly.
And you'll have a guy over there, and he's like.
Damn mirror.
And I'm like, can you do that without the bench though? Like, can you move so I can use the equipment? Or what's me personally? It's the fact that I'm like, okay, now there's gonna be the steering, there's gonna be the reorientation, there's gonna be the finding out how unfit I am, there's gonna be the judgment, there's gonna be the expectations that I'm a certain way. And then, obviously your own expectations. And it's so much to deal with. And then it's everything. It can be everything across the board with the fitness thing too. Because even like your gym wear now is
oh my gosh, it's gotta be on point now.
Like
you can't just show up in a baggy t-shirt and some
I used to be, that was the uniform. It was biker shorts and your dad's shirt.
Yeah.
Like that was the uniform.
That's what, like, I did that with baggy sweats.
Yeah. Oh, you worked out in sweats.
Like, if it was like maybe like the sweats with the buttons on the side, like the rip-away pants. Like, do you remember what I'm talking about?
It's terrible.
I'm thinking of like when I was going to the gym. And then at some point with the fitness group, like I showed up one day like that.
And they were like...
And they were all in their like nice matchy. And I was like, oh, now I gotta up my game. So that's when I started investing a little more.
Yeah.
But I did notice, like when I have on the right, like a nice pair of tights,
telling you,
like,
it affects your psyche.
I feel good.
Yeah,
I feel
it affects
good.
your
Regardless of what the others might be thinking.
Yeah.
Like, it's also about you. Like, when you feel good, like, you really can do...
You're in a different frame of mind.
Exactly.
You're going to do
better.
better.
Do whatever you want.
Absolutely. I think it's that, I think, is why I would say, like, feel on point when you're dressing for the gym.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for anyone else, but just be like, you know what?
For
I feel comfortable, obviously, and then for function, obviously, but like feel good so that when you're there, you can put your best self,
exactly,
your best foot forward. But have you ever felt like, I would ask about you and yourself when you go to the gym as someone who's obviously had a background with sports, as we unrelatedly mentioned before. See, it all comes together. And fitness in general. Do you feel like you have a certain expectation of yourself for what your performance and capabilities should be like in the gym? And does that affect your frame of mind when you're training, or even your motivation to train? Especially as you get older and maybe some of your abilities change?
100%. Like, that definitely plays a part. 100% that plays a part in how motivated I am. And so because once upon a time, like, I could do things. Yeah. And I could do them well, like a plank. Like, I could hold a plank at one point for like 3 minutes. There's no way I can do it. I have to do it side now, of course. Like, we talked about the ab separation and everything. So a lot of it is like, and then you also, and that's the other thing that plays into it when you go to a gym. Yeah. Is that you see other people doing the exercises, the movements that you used to be able to do, and you know you can't do them anymore. It's like, it really feels like that's when you start to feel like, oh, I'm getting old, my body's changed.
That's the heart-wrenching one for me.
I can't do anything the way that I used to be able to do. So then you really start to get into your head. And I find that that's really where I need to make it a point that when I go to the gym, like, I need to have like blinders on, exactly, and not pay attention to what's happening around me, because it really was affecting me at one point.
I understand that so much.
So I know now, like, I tell myself, like, okay, we've gotten older. It doesn't mean that my body can't be strong. It's just going to be strong in a different way. And I have to get it to that point in a different way. So running my sprints, like doing my sprints, which is what I used to do all the time. Yeah. I used to go to a gym that had a track. Like, I would do my sprints.
Sprinting feels different in your 40s,
In your 40s?
Like running at full speed?
The gym has this funky treadmill that I love to use.
I know the one you're talking about. The faster you run, the faster it goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
I forget the name of it, but yeah, that guy.
It's the only kind of treadmill that I can use that doesn't hurt my knees, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I will usually walk on it, but every now and then
you try to do that.
I have my headphones and listening to music, and when that
song, what song?
There's something about sexy women. I need to remember what the name is, but it's like that song comes on, I'm like, yeah, and I start like sprinting. And like 20 seconds in, I'm like,
instant regret, but now you can't stop because you're like, people are gonna see that I just sprinted for 20 seconds.
But I do stop, And then I'm like,
safety first.
and then so what I started to do, exactly, safety first. And so what I started to do, instead of thinking I'm gonna sprint like for a good minute, I'd be like, you know, whenever that chorus, that like whenever the beat drops,
yeah.
that's
That'll
gonna be
my
my interval sprinting, and then that's it. So it's like if anyone's watching,
they'll be like, oh,
she's
she's doing sprint intervals.
But still, it's not like this. It's not the same as when
as before.
As before,
it's so different.
You know?
And I feel like it's because your brain, it's obviously your brain ages as well, but I just mean your memory and picture you hold of yourself doesn't get older.
Yeah.
You know, like somewhere in my brain, there's a part of my brain that thinks I'm still 20.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm 41, but I don't
feel it.
Okay, I feel my back today is definitely telling me I'm 41.
My back telling me I'm 51 sometimes.
I was flat on the ground all day yesterday because of I was having muscle spasms in my back, and I was just like, it's some bullshit.
This is 40s.
This is 40s.
But yeah, like my brain is like, I'm still like 20. Yeah. I'm still like fit. Yeah. Like we were watching the Olympics and we were seeing people running the 400 meters. Right. And we were like, dude, it's one lap. Like, it's easy. That same week we had a workout that every round, it was like 5 rounds. And at the beginning of each round, you run 400 meters outside. Mm-hmm. And it was a week where it was like 30 degrees. Oh. And I got to the gym and I got there. I was like, I've made a horrible mistake. Because I saw how the people coming in for the last class were looking. And I was like, these are actually fit people. Right. And they're dying. I'm not, why am I here? I didn't need to come today. I'm telling you, those runs
were torture.
I was like, I'm never going to say anything about how 400 meters is just one lap and it's easy. Right. It hit completely different. Obviously, you're doing other stuff in between, but still, like, it hurt regardless. Yeah. And you're running outside. So you're running past like a busy bus stop, for example. People waiting, and you know the people here.
Staring.
So they see you coming. They're staring at you as you're approaching. And you're like, I can't pass by these people and be like...
You gotta keep it together.
Yeah, like I'm wheezing and dying. So you've already been running for a while. Of course you're dying. And then you come back past the bus stop and you're like... I got this. And then you get around the corner and you blow it all out. Every single round. I was like... I'm going to be checking the classes in advance. Right. Because I know I need to do more of this because it hurts, but I don't need to be doing it in public. This is too much of a spectacle for me. I need to go hide somewhere and run.
And that's another thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to be a gym person.
Right. Like a lot of people aren't.
A lot of people aren't for these gyms. They don't like the group classes. They don't like being around people. It's very much something that they want to do privately in their own house. So it really is. It goes back to what you said, is that you have to find that thing, that sport, that activity that works for you. So if it means like standing in your room, putting, like I, for example, love Zumba. And I've also, I've canceled my gym membership for a bit, and I plan to do home workouts. And so the other day, I was like, I'm gonna miss my Zumba classes so much. I like,
but you can,
my little Latin music, and
you can find it online.
I found it on YouTube. I put it out. The boys were out of the house, and I took over the entire living space, and I was just like, I got this. I was like loving it.
I think it's such a good thing. I think it's so good.
That's like something. And I was doing that. I was like, you know what? I can do this. Like, I don't need to be in a gym. I can be at home. I can do my workouts. I can go for a walk.
So there's really no excuse, basically.
There's no excuse to not be moving.
Yeah.
The challenge is just figuring out how you want to move and how your body enjoys moving.
That's it. So that you can be consistent.
Exactly.
With it, really. I think even lockdown revealed a lot to people because with the home workouts. Yeah. One, it developed that area of training so much more because people were like, listen, I'm a trainer. People come to the gym. I can't
not work. Exactly.
I need to eat. What can I do to make sure people are still getting fit? And I'm also still getting paid as a coach. And, they developed really great home programs. And also a lot of people on the other flip side of that is discovered that they really love that.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, I can actually, like, there's people who transform their body during lockdown.
Exactly.
And so people who said that actually is my type of workout. I prefer being at home. I prefer something that I can just watch, maybe pause, whatever it is. And so really, we live in a really nice time where all of those sort of anxieties and stuff about going to the gym, if you're not in the right place to overcome them, there's still so much that you can do outside of the gym.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the outdoors as well.
When the weather is.
Depending on where you live, because for some people, it's going to be 42 degrees for like 7 months of the year, or it's going to be like minus 4 degrees for like 8 months of the year.
So. I gotta give it to my husband. He's been going out and walking every morning.
Brilliant.
And even if it's raining,
the rain?
Even if it's raining, he's been doing it. Like,
well, where are you when he's doing this for?
I'm at home. What you trying to say, Lisa?
I mean,
what are you trying to say? I can't work out with people.
I feel you.
People I know. I can go to a group class.
We can go together.
But I can't work out in a group. And even if I go with friends in a group class, most likely I will be on the opposite end of the room of you.
Because I don't want to like kiki with
I'm just like, I'm not there to chit chat. I'm not. And to giggle and whatever. Like, that's just not me.
I will kiki with people, like in a CrossFit class. Like, I like that. Like, I like going with people who I know because we have little chats in between. But once the workout starts, like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, don't laugh at me, don't reference me.
Yeah, that's what I
nothing.
mean. Like, you're on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, but during like
I'll
the strength
see you in an hour.
like whatever, mobility, whatever, like
that's fine.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Did you train while you were on summer break?
Yes. So luckily, my sister-in-law, because we all like our house that we used to live in Jordan is in the same building as my in-laws. So my sister-in-law's on the bottom, my in-laws are in the middle, and then we are on top.
Oh, nice.
And then we have like a full
gym.
like area downstairs that my sister-in-law converted into like a mini gym that she uses. And so that was super nice because she literally had tons of weights and tons of resistance bands and the mats and everything.
Oh, good.
And so I was able to do that every day. And now that I'm back here and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go to the gym, I'm going to do home workouts now, I'm realizing that I'm not working out every day because I don't have the equipment.
Oh, right.
And so I'm having to like, I have my dinky 3 kilo weights. And
cute.
I was before I went to Jordan for the summer, I was up to I could do 8 kilos, like put them and do like bicep curls.
Okay, that's probably.
And then for like the triceps and like all of that, like I was doing 4 kilos, like down to 4 kilos.
That's
so,
okay.
But for me, I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
And even when I was squatting, I would take a 10 kilo dumbbell and just, do my squats. And then I got to Jordan and my sister-in-law had max, I think 5 kilos. And then she had max. So like I had to basically like the training I had done, I felt like
it came back.
At
least your strength.
I lost my strength. And now I'm back here and the max that I have is 3 kilos.
Because now you're rebuilding again.
Yeah.
Even though you were training.
And I'm having to hold 2 dumbbells, like a 3 and a 2.
I was going to say, tie them together, have a bouquet.
Like, my hands aren't big enough for this shit.
You have bouquets of dumbbells.
And I was like, I need to, like, if you're going to, like, for me, like, I want to do a lot of strength training. And so I need to get the right setup for it. But you don't have, you can use your own body weight.
You can use the kids. I mean, yeah, you can overhead squat your kids.
I can't use any of my kids anymore. No.
Oh, you can use the youngest for overhead squat.
He's 20 kilos. I wouldn't be able to do it.
You can do that. You can. You could hold him like this and do a front squat with him. Easy.
Okay, I'll try that today.
And you'll love it. Also, if you have a water filter, like those big water bottle things, like obviously when it's sealed, great for kettlebells because it has a handle and you could swing it as a kettlebell.
Yeah, you're right.
Or a dumbbell.
My husband was using,
dumbbell
we use we use our ovens and stoves are gas powered in Jordan. And so they have these like the tank, like the
gas tank, the
canisters,
cylinder.
the
Oh
cylinder.
yeah, it's so heavy.
So my
We
husband
have
was
those back
using
home.
those as
Nice
yes,
one,
that
nice
was
one.
good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
We have those back
Yeah.
home in Kenya
But like
too.
that's also like goes to show like how creative you can get. Like I don't need to go and buy weights. I can I don't know, find something around the house.
You can, and also a really good thing as you learn. I would say part of like what I said before about like reading up on exercise or working out or machinery, just so that you feel comfortable if you're wanting to go to a gym and maybe you're a bit intimidated with it. Part of that is also understanding maybe a tiny bit about fitness and your body and how things work, and realizing, all right, if I do want to build strength and I don't have the weights, I don't have heavy weights, what's another way I can do that? So you have people who are like calisthenics people who all they do is body weight.
Yeah.
And
those guys are like you
they're ripped. They're lean and ripped and strong.
Yeah.
They are strong. In fact, they could probably do more pull-ups than someone who's purely only like weight training for with heavy weight. And that's because you still get your tension, you tire out the muscle through reps. So they're doing like hundreds of reps but with body weight. And they build up to that. And it's also a really great way of measuring your progress, because it's quite data driven. You're like, all right, I could only do like 10 push-ups before, now I can do 20 easy, now I can do 30. So all of those things kind of work together towards helping you be more motivated to keep going. But again, it's because you know a way to maybe substitute something or do something that still gets you the effect of strength, mobility, endurance, whatever it is that you're looking for. So I think it's great to just like have a little read about those little things, even if it's just like it shows up on your algorithm every now and then, depending on what your algorithm looks like. That's why I'm laughing, because it might not show up on everyone's, but like you know, just little blurbs and little things, or just looking up stuff like what can I use to, like, instead of a kettlebell at home. And there's so many people out there who are like, oh, I used this. I used like part of my ottoman. I used like, you know, I did my tricep dips on my coffee table.
Exactly.
It's fun. It makes it more interesting. And most of all, I think it just gives you no excuse to not be consistent. You know, it gives you a sustainability, which for me, I think was the hardest thing. And probably still is, to be honest, which is why I try not to skip, because once I skip one day,
it's so easy to just be
I'm gonna skip another day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, I've already skipped 2. This week is a write-off anyway.
Yeah.
I'll just like fix it next week, and it's shot to shit.
So what are you like? Let's walk through your head in that scenario.
You don't want to be in my head.
No, like, because like I know you said, like, for example, you got a bit of a head cold. You're not feeling 100%, and you mentioned how for your class tonight, like you have to cancel 9 hours prior to the class.
I knew I was still gonna go. I'm gonna go.
So, but in that moment where you're feeling like, ugh, like what are you telling yourself?
So when I'm feeling and one, I'm grateful for that 9-hour cancellation policy, because your motivation or your decision making, at least mine, I don't know if anyone else's brain is like this, but mine is more like 3 or 4 hours before the workout. It starts to say, maybe I don't really need to go today. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can find something else to make an excuse that I need to do. 9 hours before, you're probably still in the zone of, I got this. I'm working out tonight. I'm going to do this. Like, you're still energized.
Your energy's still up there.
It's still up. So it kind of keeps you accountable. I know I would have skipped a lot more had they not had that policy.
Okay.
I skipped once, but that was because it was something unexpected that I had to go take care of.
Yeah.
But I've not since. And I think finding little like tricks or mechanisms like that, even for yourself, it doesn't have to be an imposed policy from your gym. It's good. It's good to put those in place, because your brain will want to tell you don't have to go. Like, your body will fight you, especially at the earlier stages. because it's uncomfortable. It's hard and it's uncomfortable, and your body's like, nah, we want to be comfortable. Like, we don't want to go where it hurts and where we're gonna be humbled and realize that we have all this fitness still to regain. We just want to stay here and be calm and comfort ourselves with food and wine.
I remember this was maybe like a few days ago. So because I'm working out at home, I no longer have the money factor which was holding me accountable to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm paying X amount, like I need to go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
So I no longer have that. So I remember this was over the weekend and the weather was miserable. The kids were bored. They're like whining. It was like we were just like at each other's throats most of the time. And I just thought, you know what? I went into my room and I was ready to do the usual and just put on my clothes and go run my errands. Like I was going to go to the supermarket. I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And I'm putting my clothes on and I bend down and I see my gym clothes staring at me.
Oh.
Because my gym clothes, I put them in a way where they're visible. They're not hidden.
You can't miss it.
Yeah. Right. So I saw my gym clothes. I was like, damn it. Damn it. I was like, okay, I see you. So I then put on my pants. And of course, I'm putting on my pants. And I'm telling you, like, you know, we all have these moments. Like, even me as a coach where I'm supposed to be like, all like, you know,
I've mastered.
Zen and like, no, I've not mastered it. It's a work in progress.
I know. I'm just saying that's the assumption.
Yeah, that's the assumption. Even as I'm putting these sweatpants on, I'm literally like cursing.
Yeah.
You know, like, what? I don't want to do this.
But you're doing it.
But I'm doing it. I'm just like, you know what? Just do it. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Put them on. Put your sneakers on. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that was like, for me, it was like I had to talk myself through it.
Nice.
But what was helpful is literally seeing my clothes in front of me.
I think, I've heard people say that, like, put them in a place where you can't step over them. Like, you have to put them on. You can't.
And if you don't want to have them, like, fully in your face, like, at least pick out your outfit for that day.
Yeah.
And have it somewhere, like, laid out on your bed. Like, you don't have to have it visible like me, where it's just the setup of my bedroom. Mm-hmm. Just have them on your bed or anywhere like visible on a chair.
And the everything chair in the bedroom.
The everything chair.
Put it on top of the everything else.
Oh my gosh. And just have that there and have your tennis shoes and just place them maybe next to the door or next to the stairs. And then that way, you know, like if you're going to leave the house, you're going to leave with your tennis shoes on to go do something, like to go for a walk, not to put your tennis shoes on to go run errands, you know?
Right.
And that's what I also have is I have separate sneakers. So I'll have like my sneakers that I do my
training. Yeah.
And then my regular sneakers.
Right.
So I know that when I have those black sneakers on,
your brain is like,
we're doing a workout. Yeah.
Nice. No, I think that is
like
really good.
Tricks.
Yeah. I think those are really
brain.
Good. Yeah, those little tricks are, and your brain basically is so amazing. It is so trainable. It's just so.
It's not fixed.
Adaptable, I think, is the word.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, so you need me to do this. Fine. All right, let's do it. And then it'll just fall in line, and then it'll be your brain that sort of starts reminding you.
Yeah.
It's like, you feel like shit because you didn't train, and you got us used to this. So let's go, you know? But
you have to do the work. Like, no one's going to do that for you. Like, even people who have trainers, the trainer's not doing the workout for you.
Yeah, they're standing there.
They're telling you what to do, but you physically have to do it. And so you have to be your own trainer as well. And you have to put in the work. You have to do the work. And if that means hyping yourself up, do it. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but
no, it doesn't. I'm laughing because it is so spot on. Because hyping, no, it's a real thing. Like state of mind.
Your own hype team.
Like we're talking about songs, right? And how like you're tired and you're like, oh my god, I'm not a sprinter. And then a song comes on, it's like, suddenly you're a sprinter.
Yeah.
You know, and like you don't feel the pain. It's true. And I was just laughing because I don't think anyone from my gym will ever listen to this podcast. So I'm gonna say they have the generally worst music. It's upbeat.
Kills it.
It's upbeat.
Nah, I know.
But it'll be like dance music, or it'll be dance remixes of hip hop songs. So you're like, wait, this sounds a bit familiar. And then all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, that's not that song. Really hard to train to. And there's a lot of times where I've been like, when the workout starts, I'm so tempted to just put my AirPods in.
Can you do that?
I'm going to try. In fact, I'm going to try tonight.
Okay.
Because, yeah, the guy tonight, it has some of the worst music.
Okay.
But, but there's some guys who play like really, really good, like great, like I like to listen to like really hard, misogynistic, terrible, hateful, violent rap when I'm training, mostly.
Violent.
Like,
You said violent rap.
Yeah, some of it is not great. Like, I'm like, I can't, you know. But it's on the headphones and you're in the zone.
Yeah.
It's stuff literally that if that playlist were to come on like a regular day when I'm in the house, I'll be so embarrassed.
Right.
Like, I'm like, I can't. My kids can't even know I listen to stuff like this. You know, it's just for the workout. It hits. It hits right. You know.
I have two playlists. I have a playlist that's just like
Cardio.
songs that I like, and then one that I called running because I started it when I wanted to get back
because
into running.
needs a different one.
Yeah, but so it is more upbeat. So now just the running one I use for my workouts.
Right.
So that's just like, I should change the name because I'm not running while I'm listening to it, but
yeah, I have quite a few though like that. But no, but
the intention, it started out with the intention of me running, and then
yeah. You're running that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So it works.
Oh,
it
I
works.
like that.
It works.
And it may not be music that you listen to. Like my husband listens to podcasts when he works out. I don't know.
I always wonder about people like that.
But that's just everyone. Like
some people are like, yeah, I listen to motivational speakers when I train, and I'm like, I wish I was.
Are they
like
yelling
that.
at you on?
No, I was like, is it David Goggins or
how does that work?
Because otherwise, like really like relaxing stuff or like meditation type music, and I'm like,
it helps them get in the zone.
I wish I was like that because I think your brain is in the state where it's really quite healthy when it's relaxed and at peace and balanced. And if I could get that while training, it would be amazing because then training would become like meditation. It doesn't work for me.
It's okay. Like I need to
like think I'm like breaking things.
Yeah. That's just how it works for us. But some people, and that's the other thing is like we said, finding the workout that works for you, and then also having like setting up the right environment for you. So depending on like if it's wearing the right clothes or just being as super comfortable, or maybe you like working out outside versus inside. Yeah. And now it's also like the type of music, or maybe it's a podcast, or maybe you don't need anything at all, or you need a running buddy, or you need to be completely on your own. There's just something to say that there is no excuse.
I would say the only excuse, aside from injury or something like that, something medical, is what I experienced at the gym on Monday night.
Oh no, you didn't tell me this.
I think I did, because I posted about it. I was in lifting class.
Oh, the stink. The smell. Okay, you gotta tell it.
And listen, it's already a small class, so everyone has like a platform that you work on, your own lifting platform. So there's only about 5 or 6 people maximum in the class anyway. It's at any given time. Usually we're about 4. It's all good. We kind of know each other. It's a nice vibe, really good. The coach is amazing. Everything is perfect. I've been going for like almost 2 months now, I think, and like it's been amazing. Everyone's been great. Every now and then you get different people in there. Monday was one of those times we had a few different people in there, and a few more, not new to the sport, but new to coming to that, at least at that time.
Right.
Maybe they come on different days. Anywho, I went to my usual platform, which is in the back corner, next to where the music is. And we do a workout where we kind of warm up, work around the room a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Like we were jumping up on boxes at one point. We were doing like arm hangs just to open everything up. So you don't really go to your spot till now we're ready to start lifting. So now we go, and I go to my corner, and I'm like, why is it so spicy over here? Like, spicy. I was like, the air was thick. And I was like, we're doing heavy lifting. Like, I really don't want to choke on this. And I was like, it'll go away. It'll move out. Because whoever it was is going to move out of the vicinity a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. One guy, because we were a lot of people, obviously 2 guys didn't have a platform because there's only 5 and we were 7. So 2 of the guys were working on the space in front of my platform and in front of the person next to mine. So my assumption is that this is the gentleman who is responsible for the smell, because every time now I go to the rack for the weights to get more weights for my lifts, when I leave that corner, there's no smell. And when I'm at the weights, I'm doing these ones, pretending like I'm looking for something down here, because I'm like, I don't smell. Like, it can't be me. Yeah. Like, this can't. I was like, is it my shoes? Because they got wet when I was walking in the rain. Okay. But no, these are my lifting shoes. They don't get wet because I don't walk outside. Like, I was literally like, this can't be me. Oh, no. But it was in my corner, so I'm like, people are gonna think it's me.
Oh no.
So I walk back, same thing. As I'm putting the weights on my bar, I'm like smelling everything. I'm like what I'm not smelling it here, but I'm smelling it.
Yeah.
We're lifting, it's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse to the point, the coach of the class, who is usually quite chatty, because he's like a friend of a friend,
was he like
he came over at the beginning to put the music on because the stereo thing was right behind me.
Yeah.
And he, because he gives you pointers in between because we're doing different kinds of lifts. So he would have to put it off at some point and like come and give us like the demonstration. So he put it off and he went back to the middle to demo the next part of the workout.
Yeah.
So he demoed it and he's like, that's what you guys are going to do, and go. So we start going, and it was like 3 minutes into a 10-minute portion, and the guy in front of me is like, hey, are we not going to have any music? And he was like,
he was like high off of the fumes. He didn't even know what was happening.
He's like, I don't want to be here. I didn't sign up for this. So he walked over, he's like, oh, yeah. Put it on and left. And like at the end of class, like we might even have like a little chat because also he knows my partner. So like we just ask, how are you doing, whatever. It was, all right guys, good night. Have a good evening. And I was like, and the girl who was lifting next to me, like we were pretty chatty, and then at the end, like, we gave each other dap, and we were like, yeah, have a good one. And I was like, does she think that I'm maybe the stinky one? She's trying to be nice? Because no one's sure. And if you are the stinky person, you're not going to be like, no, it's not you, it was me.
Yeah.
And if I ask, no one's going to admit it, which is going to look like I'm the person, and I'm just trying to like hide. It was like so many
smelt it, you dealt it kind of situation.
It's such an internal conflict because I was like, I can't even be seen smelling myself because if I smell myself,
then
like,
they'll know.
They'll be like, she obviously notices that she's like dropping heat all over the gym. It was the worst, and like to the point where I even want to like go back and be like, Coach, that was some shit last week. It was not me. I just want to put it out there and be like.
But he would know by now because this is a coach that you practiced with.
Yeah, but maybe he's like, maybe today she just didn't wash. It was that sweat, like someone had worked out, sat down, cooled off, gotten cold, come and work out again, did the same thing, came back, and now the lifting class was the 3rd time. Like that, like twice. Frozen over sweat, cold sweat. Okay. Yeah, that one, like that spicy. I was like, I haven't smelled smells like that actually since like I've been in certain places in the village in Kenya, and that's because there's smell of like manure of animals, in the farm. Like it was, when your eyes are stinging,
Like it smelled like poop?
It smelled like, no,
like
it smelled
shit,
like,
or body odor.
It smelled like I had licked somebody's armpit. It literally was like I could taste it here, all in here. And that's what it smelled like. I don't know how else to put it for you. That's what it smelled. It tasted. I should say it tasted like.
It tasted.
Yeah, and then when I say spicy,
like
I mean spicy.
Licked.
You know, like how you feel like when you eat chili and it like burns a little bit, like here. It was like this olfactory section was like, what?
Oh my god!
What's going on?
You're killing me.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
it was bad.
Important to work out, but important to maintain proper hygiene as well.
And if you have a problem, you know, sure, things happen. But that's why I'm saying it's probably the only circumstance aside from injury where it's okay not to come to the gym. Like, really, because you could cause other people injury.
Oh,
like,
man.
Like, self-awareness is also good about things like that. I literally came, you know, even on the train, not discriminating. I think they should gym too. Just because some people I know, like maybe they have an issue. You know, it could be hormonal or something.
Yeah.
Like get it checked out, definitely. And then wash also, and then come.
Yeah.
It's fine. But like I was on the train even on the way back from the gym, and I was like,
still smelling yourself?
No.
It followed you.
It didn't follow me. Thank God. That would have been the worst. But I was now paranoid because I was like, some people who stink can't smell themselves. So I was like, maybe I just smelled it there because like it was the room. But like now maybe I'm walking around smelling and I don't know. I got home and I took off coat, jacket, shirt, every piece of clothing and I put it in Michael's face. I did. I said, smell this. Smell the sports bra. Smell the leggings. He's like, what are you doing? I said, smell them on me. Smell this. Smell my shoes. Everything. I was literally like, no, you need to smell it while it's on me because maybe the smell is coming from.
Can I fall in there, please?
Yeah. I was like, what do you smell? And he was like, nothing. You just smell like you. And I was like, okay.
You poor thing.
Okay.
Your whole workout was completely shot because of that smell.
No, I still did good.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
Still lifted heavy. I could have gotten heavier though, but
yeah. You would have passed out.
It was a safety issue. I said, you know what? Like you said, safety first. So I was like, I could pass out under the bar. I'm not ready for an injury. So that's one of the things you have to also be aware of, which is, I mean, smell, but also, you know, just like approaching people a certain way at the gym.
Have a towel, wipe your sweat down after you use the machine, please.
Which I like.
Yeah.
And there's always disinfectant everywhere, which I love.
Yeah.
I live for disinfectant and like sanitizer. People even wipe the bars at the gym in CrossFit. They like put sanitizer on like paper and like wipe the bars afterwards. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be that hard. But thank you for wiping it for me.
Thank
you. So yeah, and I think just someone who genuinely cares about your best interest, it's important. So not only doing the right thing for yourself and for motivating yourself, but having people who can help out as well with accountability. Yeah, accountability is so important because you're not going to be motivated every day by no means.
Yeah.
And
so you can then also play that role for that person as well. So like, hey, did you go to the gym? You know?
Yeah, without being annoying. In a loving way.
Loving, supportive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick your ass if you don't go kind of way.
Yeah. On that note, guys, thank you so much for listening, and for the new listeners, thank you. And thank you guys for sticking with us through the break as well. I don't think we've said that previously, so it's nice to be back and come back and still find people here wanting to listen. So thank you for that. And we will see you
next Friday.
Like, subscribe, comment,
share,
all of those things.
All of it. Happy Flex Friday.